Darius Garland, Joel Troel Embiid, and the great Steph Curry all gave us our first 50-point games of the season. Plus, the great Kawhi Leonard is back after missing 12 straight games. And last but not least, our way too soon top 5 MVP candidates. All that and more on this week's edition of On My Hoops.
Welcome everybody to On My Hoops, your source for real hoops content from real hoops fan, man. Once again, I'm your host, John J, and with me as always is the incomparable D Snow from the Go. What's up, Snow?
Man, another day, another dollar. Man, excited to talk about hoops. Man, this is one of the greatest NBA basketball seasons ever, man. It's been fun so far. How you doing, man? What's going on with you, bro?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I saw some fire hoops this week, man. And hey, right before we jump into this, man, please, if you're watching at home, give us a like, subscribe, share, comment, tell your friends, man. Tell them your new favorite show is on YouTube, On My Hoops, man. And so I'm just gonna jump right into it, Snow. They say if you speak things into existence, they tend to happen. Last week you commented on no 50-point games yet, and then we explode with 3 of them. I almost had a 4th one at the end of the night last night. Devin Booker came up just a little bit short on Friday night. But yeah, talk about the 3 performances you saw and tell me which one was your favorite and why.
Man, it was exciting to see these young guys, man, putting the team on their back, going out there and getting it and carrying their teams. And so it was, like you said, 3 of them. The best one for me was Embiid. What a night. That was an epic night for him. I mean, not just points, but rebounds, assists, blocks, steals. He was a one-man wrecking crew, a one-man army. That was the best one. Hey, special shout out to Darius Garland, though, because he just came off injury, and it was nice to see him go crazy like that. But Embiid's my player of the week. That was crazy to see him do that, and then he's been really carrying his team this week.
Yeah, it was necessary. I loved Garland's. I love to see it, but his teammates couldn't help lift him up and get the win. Embiid, it was impressive. He put the squad on his back, man. And he did everything from an offensive standpoint as well as defensive. He had, 7-8 blocks, 7-8 assists, 59 points, 11 assists, 11 rebounds, rather.
Nobody's ever had a stat line like that. That was the greatest stat line ever. I can say ever, because, we know we had those back in the days with, Wilt and those guys. But modern day, that was crazy.
It was impressive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, without a doubt. So big shout out to Embiid. Ever since Harden has left, they've been playing some good ball. He's been putting them on their back. I just hope that they don't get too dependent on him because he has a track record of missing some games here and there. So hopefully this is the chosen season for Embiid finally. I want to see him get a shot.
I think they got a nice team, though. You got Tobias. You also got the other kid who I was talking about last episode who's been really playing well. Maxi's playing well. They got a nice little bench, so, a lot of people, I see people ride Doc all the time and say how he's not the coach he always supposed to be and he's overrated and all that. But I think to see him be able to go from stage to stage in eras and still be able to be out here, it's not easy. Look at all the coaches from his era. They're all gone, so, I'm excited to see what season's going to be for the 76ers because they are looking good out the gate.
Yeah, big shout out to Doc and the emergence of Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, and Maxey is turning into a star. I wonder how does the chemistry change whenever Harden does come back because he was having a good season before he went down. So
the thing I like about Harden is he doesn't mind being a point guard though. Unlike Russ, he doesn't mind understanding where he is in his career and, making some changes to do what it takes to win. And that's what it's all about. So yeah. I think bringing him back is going to be really, really good. I think that's going to really be a plus for them.
Yeah, I just hope that they can play a little bit faster when he comes back. They tend to slow down and get stagnant on offense. And that hurts them a little bit. The ball either sits in his or Joel's hands, and it doesn't move around as much as it should. So hopefully when he comes back, they can get the ball rolling on that. Because like you, I like the way that team is put together.
Yes,
I think they can be a serious contender.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's look in the same division and take a trip out to Brooklyn. Ben Simmons is starting to play a little bit better. He had a strong game the other night. And Kyrie Irving is expected to come back Sunday. So what can we expect from these Brooklyn Nets the rest of the way?
What I said in the beginning of the season. I said that they were going to be okay. I mean, they went through a little turmoil. I mean, crazy thing with the coaches, crazy stuff going on with different teammates. We're not going to get into all of the different stuff that went on, but I mean, it's been a lot. It's been a soap opera. But the one thing I saw was he looked like he got a little bit of that confidence back that last game, and it was nice to see him play well. And no matter what people say about Kyrie, he is box office. He is a player that you want on your team. And I really believe that, as long as everything, the off-court issues or whatever that's going on can stay out the way, I think moving forward, they're going to be okay. Ben needed this time for Kyrie to be away. So that way, man, you need the spotlight on you, man. Let's be honest here. Sometimes you need to just go ahead and fight through it. You can't just keep on hiding. And it made me feel good to see, him have a good game. Seriously, because I'm rooting for the kid. He's a good player. They was comparing him to LeBron a couple of years ago. Let's be honest. Former All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year. You don't just come from that at 26 and just lose all of that. It's one thing to be an okay player, but this kid was at the top of the game. He has skills. It's just confidence is serious when it comes to that level,
Yeah, and on top of the confidence, I don't think we've put enough emphasis or focus on the back injury. I mean, he had a significant back injury, and those are a pain. I know from experience. Those back problems will break you down.
How did he pass the physical to get traded? Like, nobody talks about that. It doesn't get brought up. I never see stories about it. I mean, I don't see Stephen A. That's weird to me. How can you get traded and then you need back surgery? Like, that whole thing was just weird, man.
Well, I mean, you can pass a physical.
You always trying to be nice to somebody, man. Sometimes you got to say wrong is wrong.
Get the other side with it. I mean, but you can still pass a physical and be in pain.
That's true.
That's all. But I mean, yeah, it was surprising that the timing of it. I will give you that. It had me thinking, like, what's really going on here? How come we just now hearing about this? But it's good to see him back and playing a little bit better and getting a little bit more confidence. I want to see that team strive.
Yes, sir. I want to see a good playoffs, man. I want all the good teams there.
Yeah. Speaking about guys that's coming back, Kawhi Leonard, he came back this week after missing 12 games. Wow. What does that mean for the Clippers, Snow?
I mean, the funny thing is, like, we've seen this movie before. Like, come on, Kawhi does this all the time. He's been doing this for years. The thing, I was kind of worried with the stories that were coming out, though, because I do care about players' health, and I was worried that maybe his career was over. So to see him come out and just play decent and just be on the floor and then walk away fine, that's a plus. Yeah. I think that's a plus for us, for them. The team is going to be in the playoffs. They just need him to be, who he is in the playoffs with them. And they have a very, very nice core over there with one of the best coaches in basketball. Shout out to Ty Lue.
Yeah, I agree. That team has a lot of depth. They got firepower from everywhere. They got some toughness. They got some speed. They got closers. I mean, if you building a team from start to finish, that's kind of the mold that you would like to build it in. So if those guys can stay healthy.
Yeah, John Wall not getting enough love for having a pretty solid comeback season after not playing for 3 years, too. His confidence is there. And he just adds on to what they already had. Those guys played really well last year. I mean, and that means a lot when you can do that without your stars and then to bring them back in and they all play well together. So, I mean, the West.
Yeah, it's a problem out there. So I think the Clippers, the sky's the limit for them. If Kawhi can put together a full season or close to a full season, it's impossible to do a full season now. But if he could put together something, that is a serious contender out West.
Yeah.
And while we talking about the firepower out west, D Snow, from 1 through 9, only 2 games separate those teams out west. You talk about some parity and being bunched up. Who do you think is going to be the first team to separate from the pack?
I mean, I love being I told you so, because if you watch the show, I said this in the first episode. I said that the West, this is how it was going to be. And the reason why when we talked about numbers and where people were going to be when it came to playoffs, my numbers were all over the place because of the fact that I truly believe that you might have 5 teams that win 50 games. It could be like that. I mean, it's that type of thing that's going on out. And then the great thing about our West is everything that's looking good out there and look at Golden State. They're not even in the picture right now. So it's going to be, man, when it comes down to the, at the end of the race, it's going to be crazy out West, man. I mean, it's going to be about injuries and who's playing well, and that's how it is, so we'll see what happens because we already, you saw Ja went down last night. So.
Yeah, that was ugly.
My biggest thing with him, can he sustain, that level of play? He's a great player. I love what he does, but we've seen that movie before. We've seen it happen where, I mean, you can only be that. Man, you know what? One of my favorites that people don't talk about a lot, Stevie franchise, man. That dude was something else. With the ball in his hands, oh, you want to see it. But man,
no doubt.
As soon as he lost that explosiveness, that was that. And it's it's sad. I hate to see that happen to guys, but man, shout out to John Moran. Hopefully he's feeling better, man. I don't want to see him go down like last year, man. I hate to see that from one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, you and me both. I would say, and this is a tough one because these guys are all playing good. I like how Portland's been playing. I like how Utah's been playing. I got a chance to watch that Utah and Phoenix game last night, and oh my God, you talking about an amazing game.
Coaching.
38 points from Lauri Markkanen, 47 from Devin Booker, and they played without CP3. I would say if I was choosing 2 teams, it'd be between the teams that also a couple teams that played last night, and I think they got a back-to-back. There's Dallas and Denver. Mm-hmm. I think those are 2 teams that can pull away. Jokic has missed a couple games, but that's still a deep squad over there. And Luka is playing lights out, and we'll get into more Luka later. But
Luka Magic.
He's on an unbelievable tear right now.
Hey, if I don't know nothing, I know basketball, man. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. Just listen to me. If you want to know something about basketball, listen to me. I just talk basketball. That's it.
Yeah, and the Kings have they got their first win, and it's taking off. They're not losing. They got the highest winning streak in the West right now, 5 games.
Hey, we need to get these episodes out to somebody so they can see, man, we talking good basketball over here. We're not just out here just making a show to have some fun. If you're watching us, you're going to hear some indirect good information from us, man. We don't know. We're not talking to players. We're not talking to, insiders. This is just us watching basketball and giving you what we know, and it's real, I love it, man. Like you say, parity, man. This is the season of parity and the season of Luka, man.
Yeah, I mean, 1 through 9 is a game and a half difference. That's the definition of parity. Ain't nobody running away right now.
I say Portland's going to fall off. Utah's going to fall off. And depending on what's going on with Ja, I mean, they could slip a little bit. It's going to be tough out west, man.
That's why I'm worried about that
Lakers.
Team. That team is used to playing without Ja, and they went on some nice runs last year. That was a big reason as to why Ja wasn't an MVP candidate, because they played so well without him last year.
But they don't got JJ though, and he just
came back.
Factor. He just
came back this week. He came back this week.
Okay, he's a factor, man. He don't get a lot of talk because there's so many great power forwards in the league. But he's a great player, man.
His defense is legit. I want to see him take more shots though. His jumper is nice, and I think he needs to have a little bit more faith in it.
He's a bigger Bobby Portis. if he could just buy into who Bobby is, he would be. Imagine that Bobby's game in him. Oh man, with that you got to have that energy though. You know,
he could be better, but those injuries they take a toll.
Yeah,
they take a toll. He's had some bad ones this early part of his career.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite segments. You know, I love it. I love it every
Rookie
week.
report.
Rookie report.
It's the rookie report. It's the rookie report. And we're gonna do our list. We're gonna do us a little /2 segment.
Yeah. So, hey, if you watching, don't send us a jingle. Send us a rookie report jingle. Give us your best shot. But Paolo Banchero, he's missed a few games, so it's allowed other guys a little bit of a chance to shine. Benedict Mathurin, we talk about him pretty much every week. We're not going to stop now because he's still shining. Keegan Murray's missed a few games, but definitely was a big part of that winning streak in Sacramento. And Jaden Ivey. Cade Cunningham's missed a few games, and Jade Ivey has had to pick up some of the slack. I like what he's doing out there. And shout out to their other rookie big man, Jalen Duren in Detroit, who's probably already the best rebounder in that class. I think he's putting up like 7-8 boards a game off the bench.
LeBron has more seasons in the NBA than he has ages on this earth. That was a funny little stat they showed.
Yes, that is funny. That is funny. So, rookies looking good. Anybody I missed is standing out to you?
You hit it right on the head. Right now, Benedict Mathurin is not only running away because of Paolo being hurt. He right now is the leading rookie, but he's also to me a 6th man of the year right now. I mean, the kid is averaging almost 20 points a game, 4 boards. He's playing defense. He is a force. And I mean, I love his game. I love his confidence. I love seeing. I told you, and I'm going to do this. I'm putting it together this week because, man, I got to have got it out the mud top 5, man. My 5 guys who you never knew who they was. They didn't have all the fanfare coming out of high school and college, but you know their names now. And that's who, I mean, Benedict Mathurin is turning into one of those guys, which he got a little fanfare, but nobody saw him being this type of automatic. Like, I really like his game. I like what I'm seeing from him.
Yeah, they had a deep team where he came from in Arizona. He played with Dalen Terry, Chicago Bulls rookie, and they had a nice run out there. But, yeah, it was a little bit more of a deep team, so he didn't get a chance to shine like he's doing now. And he's lighting the world on fire right now with his performance.
Yeah, you can be Benedict Mathurin or you can be Pat Williams. It's crazy how that goes, man.
Man.
You never know what a pick going to end up being. You never know what a pick going to end up being. It's just crazy how that works out.
Talk about it. Well, okay, let's talk about some picks who have established themselves by now. And our, once again, way too soon MVP top 5 ranking. What you got, Snow?
All right. So this week, I slid Ja in there, and then he ended up getting hurt because, man, Ja's been playing well. I didn't have him in there last week. I felt bad, because it's just so talented out there this year, But, man, I got to get Ja. Man, Ja is just gushing with confidence, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's infectious, like what he brings on the court. Like the energy, just his swag, his confidence. Like it's on 1,000, bro. Like it's almost disrespectful.
Yeah.
But I love it though. I love it because it's all sports related. He's not out there talking jive, turkey shit. Pardon the language, but he's being a basketball player.
No doubt.
Man, and everybody else in the league loves him too. But I mean, I had to put Ja in there, man. He's really been playing well. He's really, really been rising above. Playing even better than last year.
Yeah.
That's my number 5. Number 4, man, Spider, man, Cleveland continues to roll. They are. I mean, Darius Garland came back, and that was just a punch in the arm for him. Shot in the arm for the team because that was just another all-star coming back, and like they just brought back another body. That's another all-star that they brought back, and he took the load off of them for the night. I thought that was kind of cool to see him come take the load off Spider for one night, and they just got to watch him go crazy, and it was pretty spectacular. But Spider right now, he's just his confidence is there. Being on a new team, playing as well with them being that high in the rankings, I'm loving that. Number 3 for me, Joel Embiid. He could be higher. The only reason why he ain't higher is because of record. But Joel Embiid is the best player in the NBA right now. I don't care what nobody say. Hands down. Like, if you put somebody on the court, like I think, and I love Tatum, I love Luka, I love a lot of guys, but they can't stick him. He has a better chance of sticking the other best guys that are out there than them sticking him. He kind of
7'2", 280.
Bro, I mean, he is Shaq with tools. Let's call it out. He's Shaq with tools because he doesn't mind blocking shots. He don't mind throwing his body around. Every time he hit the ground, I'm worried. But he bounced back up, and I'm like, it's good to see he stays healthy now. But Joel Embiid is having a great start to the season, man. He is playing ball. He's carrying that team. The only reason why they're not 0-10 is because of him. Number 2, my main man, the white hype, the new Larry Bird, Luka Magic, man, Luka Doncic, man. Like I talk about every time. I know people hear me talk about Luka and they say, man, this guy really loves Luka. I wear Lakers. You see me rep the Bulls. I love basketball, man. And when I watch Luka, it's almost like having on a VR headset, bro. It's like I want to just be there in his head, just watch him. When he dunks, it's funny when he get a dunk, he laughs like, oh, y'all let me get a dunk. Like
he must watch.
Not only is he carrying that team, and that team is not anything without him. Not only is he doing that, but he is going out there against triple teams, double teams, all kind of defensive schemes they're throwing against him, and he's still getting his. Fade away, 1 foot, in the post. Like, I'm sorry, man. I love basketball, man. And this dude right here makes you, man, that's why I told you, man, I gotta see him live, man. I want to see him in live and live in color because it's fun on TV. And I want to see this, man.
I got a chance to see him.
Man, the kids, and that's the thing, like, man, these kids that are coming from overseas, man, they are bringing the swag to the game. It's kind of reminding me what happened in baseball. If we don't step our game up, man, they're going to take the game from us, man. Because you see what's going on. We have a lot of our best players in the league right now are from other countries. So, I mean, and it's not like we don't care. It's just that I see videos every day of kids shooting basketball in the rain on a hoop that's made out of a bread basket with a chain net. These kids, they out there taking this opportunity and they using it to not only broaden their own horizons, but take care of their families. They look at it way stronger than we do. We don't look at these opportunities the way these kids do, And I know I jumped a little bit outside, but I love basketball, and that's what's going on right now, man. But number 1 right now, man, for the red hot Boston Celtics is Jason Tatum, man. Hey, tell you something, man. Like, that kid, I called it a couple of years ago. I said he was going to end up getting an MVP in the next 5 years. The reason why I said that is because not only did he come up under Kobe, but he plays with a fierceness. Like, I've seen him miss 10 shots and just keep shooting and keep playing. And a lot of guys get down when they're not playing well. When he's not playing well, he continues to attack, play defense. He's in the game. He's attentive. And that's the thing that you see with a lot of players these days. Man, all of a sudden they're talking to the refs, or they, pissed off, or they on the floor. I love what Tatum brings to the game. He is what the NBA is all about. He's just one of those guys that, man, I went to Duke. Yeah, I got all the fanfare, but I'm still going to come out here and I'm going to work harder than everybody else. And that's what Kobe taught these guys, man. If you're the most talented and you work harder than everybody else, oh, man. And I mean, that's what you're seeing right now. And I got to give a special shout out because I feel like his counterpart deserves to be in that. He's got to be in the top 10 for MVP in the way too early. And that's Brown. Jaylen Brown is having a phenomenal season as well. Those guys, everybody wanted to break them up, and it was so good they didn't. Because they made it to the finals last year. I mean, they got the best record in the league. They're on a hot streak. They're putting up crazy points on people. I mean, it's just I mean, it's fun to watch. And Boston used to be one of those boring teams, so it's exciting to see what's going on out there in Boston. But that's my 5, man. I know I was a little in depth, but man, it's going down out there, man. But what you got, man? Let's hear you.
No, that was good. I like the in-depthness. And I will say, shout out to Jaylen Brown, who picked up Tatum, who had a not so great game the other night. Jaylen Brown stepped up and did his sidekickly duties.
Yeah. Nice way to resend that tech too, NBA. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that's
for real.
Come on, man. Like what these professionals, man.
Okay, let's get into my top 5. And I got a little bit of movement since last week's list. Got a new entry in one of the faves that has dipped for now, but I'm sure he'll be right back in. But let's start off with number 5. I got Ja Morant. Now, this could change. He could slip back off the list with this injury. But for now, I got him at number 5. He's been playing on an unbelievable tear. He's got the Memphis Grizzlies as one of the top competitors out west. And just his ferocity is just second to none. So I love everything about this kid and the way he's been playing. Yeah, without a doubt. Number 4, your boy, Trae Young. Still got him in the top 5. Atlanta, number 3 in the East right now. They've been playing unbelievable basketball. The best thing they could have did was get him a Robin. It's takeoff time now. He's going crazy. I love what Trae is doing. And that team looks like a legit contender now. It's night and day from what we saw last year. And Trae Young is a big part of that. He's got some freedom now. He can spread his wings.
Hey, Bogdanovich is a great addition for them, too, that people are not talking about. He's a great shooter, man.
Yeah, this is like his 3rd year there, but he's been solid for him since he's gotten there. Number 3. The great Luka Doncic. The great
Finally
Luka
made
Doncic.
It on yours. Finally made it.
He wasn't on the list last week, and as I mentioned, it was mainly focused on the records. Now, 1 through 9 is a game and a half different, so that record is not a big deal right now, or at least the positioning. The records is pretty much close to the same as number 1
and they
right
wins.
now. And I think
they wins not against cupcakes either, like some teams, you know.
They just had a big win against Denver.
Yeah,
and he's on an unbelievable tear right now. The likes of some we haven't really seen before. Luka is on his way to becoming the best player in the league. It's just a few more minor tweaks. He's almost there. Some will say he's actually there already. I love him. I love everything I'm seeing. And I said it earlier that I think Dallas will have a chance to pull away. Once they do, he'll probably inch closer to my number 1 spot. It's a static list. Or what Stephen A. say. It's fluid. It's fluid. Number 2, Giannis. The great Giannis. He was my number 1 last week. Took a couple L's. But still on an unbelievable tear. You expect him and his team to be amongst the top 2 to 3 down the stretch. So I don't expect him to ever leave my top 5 this season, but it's fluid. We'll see.
Yeah, because he belongs on mine. Because when it comes to the real one, he's there. I mean, his numbers are ridiculous. They having a decent season, and Middleton's not there. I mean, it's just the fact that these other guys, man. I mean, it's crazy. It kind of reminds you of like how people look at what LeBron does. After a while, it's like you just so used to seeing Giannis put up 35 and 12. You don't look at it for what it really is, man. The guy's doing that, shooting over 50%. I mean, shooting better at the free throw line. And I'm sorry, I ain't have him on my list. I felt bad when you said it. I'm like, dang, I forgot Giannis. But
I mean, you got a great list.
It's that type of season, though. You
got a great list. I put a little bit more emphasis on the record and positioning. And for that reason, that's why Embiid and Spider was on my list last week. He fell off this week, mainly because Cleveland had a bit of a tough week this week. And Luka been on his tear.
if
And
Embiid
Embiid
continues to play like he's playing now, he was supposed to win it last year. I know.
I agree.
Yes. Jokic had a great season. But I'm with this. Like, if you've already won and we got a guy, if it's that close, like, man, give it to the new guy. Like, give everybody a chance. It's different if, like, Jokic, they was the number one team in the league and they was killing everybody. It wasn't like that. And then B, after everything he's been through, like, man, that boy deserved the MVP last year. And I'm really rooting for him, man, for real.
He had to endure a lot with the whole Ben Simmons saga and James Harden coming down.
The process. Late. No, remember the process thing, that whole situation, with him and the injuries. He been through a lot, man. Like, yeah. I'm rooting for that kid because it's tough to play in Philly. People have no idea, man, what it takes to be a star in Philly. You carry a lot on your shoulders.
Without a doubt. And my number one guy right now is Jason Tatum. The Boston Celtics are on an unbelievable tear right now, a 9-game winning streak. Mm. They're running through the East right now, and they look poised to go back and represent once again.
How the Lakers don't have no shooters, but the Celtics got a team full of white boys that I'm talking like catch and shoot old school style. Like they not taking a dribble or stuff. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and what it does is it opens up Brown and Tatum's games where they're able to just go crazy, and they know, okay, if you double or triple, I got this guy that's shooting 50, 60%.
Yeah, and shout out to Malcolm Brogdon was a hell of a pickup. Marcus Smart has been out, and you haven't even noticed. Malcolm Brogdon fits right in with that squad.
You know what? We got to get some love. So what's the guy that was the coach and now he's the GM now?
Brad Stevens.
That guy came from college, man, and we've seen a lot of guys come from college and are disasters. They don't do well, end up going back to college. And I mean, to see what he's done, and then to see what because you could say it was Danny Ainge, but Danny Ainge has been gone for a few years now, and they're still playing well. Everybody they're bringing in, they're getting better. I mean, they bringing in guys that we didn't know who they was, and they're playing well for them. I mean, look at my man. I don't know why his name just slipped off my. The power forward, the guy that went to Florida.
Williams? No, where did Williams go?
You know who I'm talking about. He be playing with Joe Kim.
Oh, Al Horford.
Yeah, Al Horford. Man, look what they get. Man, as old as he is, a lot of people didn't want his career. Man, oh my God, man. He is having some great games for them, and he fits perfectly into their scheme. And I mean, shout out to the Celtics, man. They are an exciting team to watch. They went through a lot over the last 10 years. Man, we've seen a lot from the Kyrie to the Kimbers to the Isaiah Thomas. I mean, they went through a lot out there to be where they are today. Seriously.
Yeah.
So it shows that it can happen, man.
Yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. Impressive. So, next week, what you looking forward to seeing? You got any games circled on your calendar?
I really haven't had a chance to look at this week's games like I usually do. It's been one of them crazy weeks for me myself. But as I take a quick glance, because no matter what, man, I try to watch as much basketball as I can. The wife and kids hate it, but I am an NBA guy. When the season is over, I complain the entire off season. But let's be honest here. I want to see if the Bulls can get out of this losing streak. That's important not only for me as a Bulls fan, but for, the hierarchy of the East. Like, what is going on with the Chicago Bulls? So that is important to me. I think that's a lot of Bulls fans out there. And I know people are shocked to see this losing streak and see them, playing on the level they're playing on. And my other thing, I got to give some love to the Sacramento Kings, man. I told y'all that I felt like this was a year that they was going to, get over the top and finally make it into at least the play-in or the playoffs. And they are really starting to pick it up and find, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing them play well like that. And the hardest part about it is being in the West, it's not easy to win. And I think the Pelicans is a team that has showed other teams that, hey, you can do it. Because the Pelicans, they were the laughing stock, but they, they did their thing. But I'm looking forward to that. Let's see, man, because it's a lot. So Denver and Dallas play again tomorrow. They are both 9-6. I'm expecting Luka to go crazy again. Of course, we got Memphis Brooklyn tomorrow too. That is going to be a great game. Hopefully we get some updated reports on Ja so we can know what's going on with him. But that's going to be a great game. Memphis against Brooklyn and Denver against Dallas, for the rematch. And it's nice to see that the Lakers are finally starting to pick up a little steam. They got 4 wins. That's looking good. And to me, the surprise team of the league right now, we've been talking about Utah forever, but the Indiana Pacers, man.
They're playing some good ball.
Man,
definitely playing some good ball.
They are playing some great basketball out there, and they got guys that people want that aren't even playing. I'm loving this parity in the league, man. I can't wait to see what happens by the time we get, because it's a long time, man. Things will really start to shape out for us around February, March. That's when we'll really know where we're at. So right now we're just having fun, but I'm excited to see where things are going to go, because if you're watching the games, it's telling a tale on its own. Basketball talks. Yeah, ball don't lie.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And I got a couple games myself circled this week. Tonight actually, the Jazz at the Blazers. That's going to be a fire game. I don't know if this will be up before that game is started, but I will try my best. But that's definitely one that I got circled. Tomorrow, we got the Nuggets and the Mavs with a rematch. And then Monday, I'm really looking forward to the Hawks at the Cavs. That's the one I got circled the most. That's my fire game of the week right there. I can't wait.
Like I said last episode, Murray, man, I don't think other teams understood what he could bring to a team. I didn't. I mean, I thought he was a decent player, but he has really stepped there. Man, he's helped them step up a level. And I'm loving it, man. I'm loving the intensity. Trey, it seems like he's more relaxed. Like you said, he's not just he has more than just a Robin. I mean, he can actually be Batman some nights, So yeah, man. It's hey, but it's gonna be tough. They're in the same division with Boston, so
yeah, that's gonna be fun to see down the stretch. I see a lot of battles with those two.
Oh, that and that Cleveland and Milwaukee. I want to see how that's going to be, man. Fighting over the Central. Man, basketball is back in full effect, man.
Yeah, man. If you're not a fan of the NBA, man, you're not a fan of excitement.
NBA is fantastic.
No doubt. Got any final thoughts so far on this week?
LeBron, his statement on not wasting. You signed a 2-year contract, and then you put out a statement saying, "So, what you asking for, a trade?" I mean, I don't know. And the thing is, yes, he's getting old, so maybe he just feels like, I remember Kobe kind of went through that in the end of his career, where he just said whatever he wanted, he didn't care. And LeBron has that right. So, I mean, but I want to see more out of the leader of the Lakers. I want to see more out of the league of the Lakers. More. I want to see more leadership. Verbally, not just lashing out. Don't be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I'm with you on that one. And I've been enjoying everything I see. Hopefully we can let's get some more 50s. Matter of fact, if we can speak it into existence, I want to see a couple 60s this week. I don't know. Maybe it's got to come from your voice to God's ears.
I think it's a 50 coming up from Giannis. I also, and I kind of saw one coming from Steph, but it's kind of just needless points out there with Steph right now. It's fun watching him do his thing, but it's different when they win. They gotta win
on the road. They winning at home, but they gotta win on the road.
I see some more coming. I just want to see, can Utah keep it up? A special shout out to Larry Marketing, man. He is comeback player of the year. He is playing very well. Phenomenal basketball play out of that kid. Seriously, I want to see if he stays with them, or is he just, auditioning for his new team?
Yeah, I'm with that. Big shout out to them. I like what they're doing out there in Utah. whether they were supposed to tank or not. It turned into a heck of a little team out there.
If the Bulls don't make the playoffs, do they own their pick?
Not Utah.
No, I'm talking the Bulls. Do Chicago own their first round pick? The Bulls?
It's lottery. No, we don't. Orlando owns it, but it's lottery protected. I mean, not lottery. It's top 4 protected. So if we end up in the top 4, then we get to keep it.
Yeah, I mean, because I know it's a long season, and man, these young boys are playing well.
And we got Portland's pick as long as they make the playoffs.
So we rooting for it. It's crazy how that works out with these picks, man. Because I feel like the Lakers are going to bless. The Lakers are getting ready to bless the Pelicans. Mark my.
Yeah, you might be right about that one.
They might be gift wrapping that right around Christmas. They might already have that ready for them at Christmas, like it's yours. We ain't gonna even fight.
Yeah, you might be right about it. Excuse me. Yeah. So, man, the season just keeps on leveling up, man, and the surprises just keep coming. With so much parity across the league, this year the things are shaped up to be absolutely crazy down the stretch. So y'all keep on watching along with us and see what catches your eye from week to week, and let us know. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Join in on this fire conversation. And from us here at On My Hoops, let's get it.
Hey,
we out.
number love, man. On my hoops.
Yes, sir. Peace.